LPW 42 Life, the universe, and everything. Welcome to our 4-year anniversary event, homies. We're doing the best party in Edmonton every month, but you better believe you're in for a shindig tonight. And you know it because I used a word that probably hasn't been said since 1946. Who is out at a pro wrestling event for the first time tonight? Welcome friends, welcome each and every one of you who chose to make your way to the Rec Room South Edmonton on Friday, October 24th. I mean, what other sport could possibly be taking place tonight? But don't worry, because we will be getting live updates from the broadcast booth and the audible chocolate of Love Pro Wrestling. Big Bad Boris, we need a score update!
Spencer, it is currently 1-0 for the Dodgers in the top of the third inning. I will check in between matches and let you guys know what's up. And happy birthday!
There's nowhere to go but up from that, Boris, am I right?
What's that?
There's nowhere to go but up from that, am I right?
I am not worried. And happy birthday, Love Pro Wrestling.
Thank you, Boris. IWTV, you were blessed with the audible chocolate, like I mentioned, of Love Pro Wrestling, our broadcaster, our host, our maitre d', and friends, wrestling fans, as you make your way to your seats. An individual who, in just a month's time, is going to be streaming for 40 hours straight to raise some cash for the Canadian Mental Health Association. So one more for Triple B.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, I love me a good Boris chant.
A huge thanks to Boris, a huge thank you to IWTV for providing this to the millions of individuals tuned in. Thank you all for being here, and a huge shout out, finally, but perhaps foremostly, to the folks here at the Rec Room South Edmonton. Homies, you've been our, well, home. Oh, redundancy is redundant. You guys have been our home for the better part of 4 years, and Mike, Ken, everybody here, we couldn't do it without you. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Guys, I'm not going to keep waving my arms. I'm not strong. These get tired fairly early. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love y'all.
We love you, Spencer.
Thank you. I'm not even fishing for that. That's it. That's all. What I will. Tiana, I think we're going to have some fun tonight, hey? Hell yeah. We've got, like I said, Boris, nowhere to go but up from that recent Blue Jays score, because in tonight's main event, friends, we're going to figure out who your real grand champion is. Zoe Sager and Stephen Crowe go one-on-one in a ladder match. Rusty Nixon and Michael Richard Blais go one-on-one in an I Quit match. We've got our first ever battle royal tonight. We got a hell of a party on the south side. To quote one of my favorite 90s pop bands, no one throws a party like a Love Pro party. Am I right? That's right, as Club 7 fans, all 4 of you here tonight, I appreciate you. Because an S Club party, something, that shows. It doesn't stop. Thank you. 90% of the way there. I tried my best to have fun. That makes us winners at the end of the night, right? However, I unfortunately have to break some rules to each and every one of y'all. Is that okay? We're going to get to some great pro wrestling, but I want to make sure that there are a couple of things that we're real clear on here at Love Pro Wrestling. And for all of you who have been at a Love Pro Wrestling before, let me hear from you. So you all already know this. Number one, we want to make sure that we're acknowledging that we are on traditional Treaty 6 territory, the ancestral territory of the Cree, the Dene, the Blackfoot, the Dakota Sioux, the Saulteaux, and the Métis of regions 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, we are.
The other thing that we want to make sure is crystal clear, picture perfect, and for each and every one of you here tonight, keep front of mind as we blow your minds with professional wrestling here tonight. You're probably going to hear me curse. You're probably going to hear a few of us curse tonight. There may be some words that may make us a 14A promotion, and chances are that's my fault. Don't worry, I know it's my fault. However, well, we're not going to hear from anybody here, whether it's myself, whether it's Boris, whether it's Dustin, any of our volunteers, any of our staff, or any of you guys who paid your hard-earned money to be here tonight, and thank you for that. You're not going to hear anything racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, anything misogynistic, any Nazi stuff, because yes, you do have to clear that up in 2025, which sucks. I agree. I hope that's not a controversial take here, because we're not going to hear any of that. Professional wrestling is for everybody. We've been down here for 4 years because of each and every one of you, and we want to continue that. That doesn't happen if it's in an inclusive space for everybody, okay? Thumbs up, let me hear it, we got it, we're going to go.
Hey, Spencer, speaking of F words, it is now 2-0 Dodgers. Sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't hit him.
It's okay, Boris, I'm going to my happy place. There's a Brainbuster brew courtesy of our fine folks at Alley Cat backstage. So I'll be going to grab that because I have made sure that I've got a safe ride home, and yes, I'll be tipping my bartenders. All of y'all are going to do the same, right? That is what I like to hear. That is 100% what I like to hear, and thank each and every one of you for doing so. Friggin' go!
I didn't even get a chance to do the introduction. Apparently, Lumberjack Larry doesn't want to wait, and I don't blame him. It is Friday, October the 24th, 2025, and we are live on IWTV for LPW number 42. My name is Big Bad Boris, and Lumberjack Larry Woods is finally going to get what he's been working towards, what he's been fighting for, and that is a one-on-one match against Rich King. Let's freaking go! Spencer!
Now this is how you kick off an anniversary show!
Lumberjack Larry fired up, and rightfully so. He's been after Rich King for months and months.
I'm so sorry I interrupted the rest of whatever you were saying. But, no, because finally tonight, Rich King is all mine, baby! No way in hell is he getting away from me this time. He is going to be laid right out in the middle of this ring. Lumberjack is beating the living hell out of Rich King! Let's freaking go!
Lumberjack Larry ready to get his pound of flesh, or what?
His opponent.
This match came about after last month. Lumberjack Larry able to defeat Dean Richtor. And that man, Rich King, was pinned shoulders to the mat by Jack Pride, whose contract was terminated, and basically he was put on the shelf again. King accompanied to the ring, of course, by Thaddeus Archer III, and Real Talk, Dean Richtor. Richtor will see in action a little bit later against Jaxx Wylder, but right now, things have been building in LPW to this match. The fans have waited. Lumberjack Larry has waited, and we are finally going to get to see them go one-on-one. And look at Larry pacing around the ring like a caged animal, just waiting.
What is this, Larry?
Waiting for that bell.
You wanted this!
And I've been waiting a long time for this one as well. And we're finally going to see it. All the fans here at the Rec Room, South Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, firmly behind Lumberjack Larry Woods. taking his time, getting inside the squared circle, and of course, Thaddeus Archer sticking his nose in the business. Distracting Larry. Oh, Larry able to land on his feet. He wanted to be part. And now, Lumberjack Larry, all that anger, all that hate, all that time he spent healing from injury, listening to all those words that Rich King said about him, all that coming out. And he's already calling that it's saw time.
Let's go, Larry!
Lumberjack Larry, he's here for a good time, not a long time. Rich King bailed outside the ring and now heading up the stairs.
Don't touch! Don't
Head up the stairs and out the door. Thaddeus Archer and Rich King just went out the door. We're trying to get a camera to see what's going on. I mean, Larry out into the main area of the rec room here. Did they leave? Did they leave, like, not just, like, the arena here? Did they leave the building? Lumberjack Larry calling out for Spencer. And that's going to be a count out. I mean, Larry's going to get the win, but I think Thaddeus and Rich King left the building. I mean, robbing Larry of his shot that he earned at Rich King. Robbing these fans of getting to see, potentially anyway, Lumberjack Larry tear Rich King limb from limb. I mean, Larry obviously not happy, but I can understand why. I mean, the fans want to restart, but if King's not here, there's nothing to restart.
Rich, you're a dead man. You're a dead man.
I mean, I thought we were going to get a matchup of two men who despise each other, but
I'm a little frustrated, to say the least. A little bit frustrated, to say the least. We were supposed to be celebrating a birthday tonight, you guys. It's 4 years. Stop being a dick. Is that a surprise?
I mean, I can't argue with that.
That is a dick. I don't disagree whatsoever. So, we'll worry about that later. I'm here for right now. We are throwing a party. Hello, world. Shout out to Dustin, who rules on camera. Thank you.
Dustin does a ton of work for LPW,
Right,
unsung hero.
Update. Please give me some good news.
Bear with me while I turn the microphone on.
The good news is that the score is not worse. It is still 2-0 for the Dodgers of the third inning.
Let's focus on the positives.
So what I want right now, hang on 1 second. Anybody who's got a ball cap on, you flip that bad boy around backwards, round cap style, and let's get the good juju out there. Yes, I use the juju.
I appreciate you.
Thank you,
I hope your confidence is going to
We're doing well.
You obviously don't watch our online streams, but chances are you might not need to watch them live. Anyways, I'm hoping it's some good news. Let's face history in our next year matchup. That's that okay with you? That okay with you? A huge shout out to the PWA Hall of Famer, my name is Patrick. And a huge shout out to you guys right now, because they honored being our first two referees to referee a history-making matchup for Love Pro Wrestling. The following contest is a battle royal match. Our winner will be the last person standing, with elimination taking place by pinfall, submission, or an over-the-top rope elimination. Making their way to the ring, your first competitor.
We have never done a battle royal here in Love Pro Wrestling in our 4 years. A kind of a different wrinkle. You can be eliminated over the top rope by pinfall or submission. The mystery prize battle royal. We're going to bring out all of our entrants, starting off with the former Clandestine Wrestling Society champion of Salvation and arguably one of the most popular members of the LPW roster in the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw. Look at that. That's fabulous. I know you're in your living room. You got IWTV on. You got the Blue Jays game on your phone and you're honking. I can hear you. The Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw, our first entrant. Spencer getting quaffed. I think that's the term. Frocked, maybe.
Your second competitor.
Our second entrant, the current LPW Clandestine Wrestling Society champion of Salvation, White William Taylor, a member of Elevation, one half of the Mad Lads, successfully defeated with a low blow, I might add. Marz, returning Marz, the specialist last night, you can see. Joined by his Mad Lad tag team partner, Nasty Nate Nixon. You see in his possession that LPW Challenge Championship that he heisted, he stole from Michael Richtor Blais. But those two are going to go one-on-one in an I Quit match later on tonight as we await the next entrant. Runaway model, Nick Shostastyk. Fabulous job in the annual Imitation Game matchup last night at CWS number 30. A little bit of a different look. Adjusted up the facial hair, but always looking good. Shostastyk, a promising modeling career all over the world, threw it all away for the grappling game as we await our next contestant, if you will. Chad Millz made his return to LPW last night. 6-year pro out of Ontario. Always in charge of all the activities at the frat. President of Master Beta and apparently an accomplished beer pong player. And I have it on good authority that Chad Millz does not have enough room in his baggage heading back to Ontario for his merchandise. So if you can hear this in the building, go buy Chad Millz merch. I'm not getting a kickback on that. The Thickness, Reid Matthews, our next contestant, our next competitor in the Mystery Prize Battle Royal. Matthews has had his hands full with Intangible Violence partner Zoe Sager and her selfishness, along with his regular tag team partner Marz, the specialist in the Short Kings. Incredibly accomplished amateur background. The thickness, Reid Matthews is ready, always fired up. And speaking of the fellow Short King, after being put on the shelf by the Mad Lads, Marz, the specialist, returned to LPW action last night at CWS number 30, and you have to wonder, in a battle royal situation like this, will we see the Short Kings work in tandem, although only one single winner of this matchup. And you could bet Marz, the specialist, has his sights set on William Taylor, who was in this matchup, one of the men that put him out for a couple of months. And we're going to roll on with our next entrant. Short Kings in full effect at LPW 42. Making her LPW debut, Kaia McKenna, 5-year pro out of Maryland. Kaia McKenna, again out of Ocean City, Maryland, for the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. Seth Rollins trained, currently the WrestleMax Women's Champion. And apparently, when she crossed the border here, her first order of business was, for some reason, she wanted to get her hands on some Tim Hortons hockey cards. I wanted to get a word in the back to see if she made that a reality, but I wasn't able to get a word. But I'll see if I can get a report of intermission. Nonetheless, a huge debut for Kaia McKenna as we see our final entrant, T.Y. Jackson. Many feel uncrowned champion, future champion. Again, the rules are simple. Over the top rope, feet touching the floor, pinfall or submission is how you're eliminated, and the last competitor standing is the winner. The mystery prize battle royal set to get underway. I don't see from my vantage point white shirt William Taylor. Oh, there he is down there. All right. I knew he would be skulking around somewhere. Our first ever battle royal, and we're set to ring the bell and get this underway. Chad Millz inside. There's the bell, and we are underway. And with the pinfall submission rule adding a new wrinkle, this is a very unique style of battle royal. Fans, not big fans of white shirt William Taylor and Elevation. Getting in the face of Money Millz. Newcomer Kaia McKenna getting up close and personal with white shirt William Taylor, and of course Marz the specialist, definitely with an axe to grind. Pulls McKenna in front of him. She's trying to escape the grip. Off the ropes, big kick from McKenna, and now white shirt William Taylor getting a little taste of everybody in this battle royal. Short Kings take him out. And now things are breaking down. I'm going to do my best to try to keep track of what's going on here. Well, Chad Millz shoved the Short Kings into each other. Over the top goes Marz, but able to hold on to avoid elimination. Big roaring elbow from Reid Matthews. Pulled out to the floor by William Taylor. Is Marz the specialist? And again, huge axe to grind with those two. Hang on a second, keep your eye on the thickness. Big dive. A little bit of friendly fire there, but a small price to pay to take out William Taylor. Inside the ring, Shostastyk charging it up and over, but lands on the apron, kick to the side of the head. Able to keep one arm on that top rope. Huge Uranagi from the Goose onto T.Y. Jackson. Inside the rope, Shostastyk, great show of power. Scoops and slams the Goose. Slingshot into the elbow. I'm not sure what's going on over on the floor. I can't see. I'm hearing things, but I'm not seeing anything. Millz rolling through, ducks that clothesline. Backdrop driver, folds up Shostastyk. Chad Millz. Planting T.Y. onto the runaway model. Meanwhile, out on the floor, William Taylor charging in, crossbody, sandwiching Reid Matthews into that wall. Kaia McKenna back inside the ring, handling business. Stacking up Millz and Shostastyk in the corner. Saito suplex, nicely done. Now turns attention to the runaway model. Plants him as well. And McKenna didn't come all this way to lose. Face to face with the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw. Goose digging in his trousers for... I think he was looking perhaps for Mr. Whoa! Now, I understand that Kaia McKenna does have some witchy powers. I thought it might just be conjecture, but apparently it is very, very real. This is unsettling, to be honest. White shirt William Taylor off the top with Marz the specialist. Bodies fly everywhere. T.Y. able to get the shoulder up. Goes for the cover on Millz. Millz able to kick out as well. He's going to try one on everybody. I mean, I don't blame You know that theory. Shostastyk now blocking his target on the champion of salvation. Bez press, and now feeding a steady diet of right hands. Clothesline for McKenna, one for the thickness, one for the Crimson Lion. And the runaway model, Nick Shostastyk, is handling everybody in the ring. Backdrop driver. Fires off white shirt. Sidewalk slam. Turning his attention to the money, Millz. And right now, Shostastyk having a bit of trouble trying to get him up. Great show of power into the Falcon Arrow, and the runaway model, Nick Shostastyk, standing tall in this battle royal. Leaping up to that top rope. Crossbody onto white shirt, but white shirt just caught him in midair. What a show of strength. Into the backbreaker. And that's going to be it for the runaway model. And that just shows in a matchup like this how the tide can turn. Moments ago, Shostastyk on top of the world. Taylor with that backbreaker, and now Shostastyk out of the running. But in the running is the Canadian Goose, Kaia.
Come on, little kid.
Kaia McKenna again. Perhaps using the witchy dark arts. Now what has more power, the dark arts or the honk? Appears the honk is more powerful than the spell. Oh, low blow, we saw that last night from William Taylor. That helped him retain the championship of salvation over Marz, the specialist. Down across the knee with the cradle breaker. Taylor going for the cover. And the Canadian Goose, Kaia, is eliminated. Kaia McKenna knocks the clothesline from William Taylor, trying to power him up and keeping that center of gravity low. Handful of hair. Leaping knee strike on target. T.Y. Jackson back on the scene. And another leaping knee strike for T.Y. That might have hit his off button. Thickness, Reid Matthews. That leaping knee strike for the thickness. But he says, thank you much. Thank you, sir. Can I have another? Roaring elbow, super kick. And now the Short King's going to work on William Taylor. And you had to think he had that coming. Millz from behind. Standing switch from the thickness. Man, heaving him across the ring. Great show of power from Reid Matthews, and perhaps Short King's going to team up, at least for the time being, and maybe try to get rid of some of these extra bodies. Oh, man. I'm going to crack the sternum. It's like getting hit with a keg, which Chad Millz is used to, but not like that. Well, from behind, trying to dispatch Marz, the specialist, over the top, able to hang on to avoid elimination. That kick Caught Taylor in the ear. Charging, tried to close on him over the top. Able to avoid impact, but now... Oh, wait a second! Marz, the specialist, dumped white shirt, but inadvertently dumped his partner.
And the thing is, Reid Matthews are both been eliminated.
I mean, collateral damage for Marz, the specialist, dumped his own partner. He was trying to eliminate William Taylor, who he has more than a personal grudge with. Hang on. Nate Nixon on the scene. Taylor and Reid Matthews were battling it out on the floor. Nate Nixon came in to double up on Reid Matthews. Now short kicks both on the floor. Dealing with Nate Nixon and William Taylor. Marz, the specialist, still in this match. A handful of hair from William Taylor. Oh, Kaia McKenna. Opportunity knocked, and she answered. And she dumps Marz, the specialist, over the top. Up on the shoulders of Chad Millz. Oh, McKenna worked it into a sunset flip, or so she thought. Oh, wait, shoulders are down. Oh, Millz able to get the shoulder off. You see on the stage, Short Kings and the Mad Lads strapping it out of their way to the back. They might tear that whole back locker room area apart. In the meantime, inside the ring, shoulders down, nicely done from Millz. Stacked up, Kaia McKenna, and got the pin.
Has been eliminated. Your final two competitors, T.Y. Jackson and Chad Millz.
You heard from Spencer Love. Kaia McKenna fought valiantly in her Love Pro Wrestling debut, but not meant to be the final two. Chad Millz, T.Y. Jackson, T.Y. extending the hand of respect. One of these two competitors will be the winner of the mystery prize battle royal. Again, over the top rope still in play, as is pinfall and submission. Chad Millz, a very sudden athlete, strikes quickly. Nice pump kick. Both went for the clothesline. Both hit the canvas hard. Opposite corners of the ring, making their way back to their feet. T.Y. up and over, able to avoid impact. Nice back heel kick sends Millz down to the canvas, hooks the leg. Out at two. Still to come tonight, I Quit rules. Nasty Nate Nixon, who we saw moments ago, taking on Michael Richard Blais for Blais's LPW Challenge Championship that is currently in the possession of Nixon. T.Y. Jackson ascending to a higher level. Calls the audible in the air. Almost like a blue thunder bomb there, shoulders down. T.Y. got the shoulder up. Beautiful sudden neck breaker from Chad Millz. Let's go! Going for the submission into that Boston Crab, sitting down on the lower back. Judge Ben Omen in position to see if T.Y. wants to give it up. T.Y. has worked so hard to get to where he is, not to say that Chad Millz hasn't. T.Y. reaching for that bottom rope. Wait, shoulders are down. Oh, Millz able to kick out. Great way to escape that hold. It's just too fast. So much talent. TKO from the money, and he says he's going to win the mystery prize battle royal. Looking to go high risk. Perhaps looking for the kill shot. Chad Millz went for that flying kegger. Nobody home but Canvas. And now T.Y. Jackson. He's looking to go high risk. Fans firmly behind Jackson. Up on that top rope. 450 splash onto Chad Millz. And T.Y. Jackson gets the win. Massive, massive win for T.Y. Jackson. But he earned it. And look at T.Y. pacing around the ring. You could tell this win means a lot to him. T.Y. showing respect to Chad Millz. Put up a hell of a fight. Love to see him back in LPW again. Hopefully very soon.
One more for T.Y. Jackson. And frankly, one more for each of the other 7 individuals who participated in our first ever battle royal.
That was a hell of a matchup.
I advertised the mystery prize battle royal, T.Y. Jackson. I'm a man of my word and keep my promises. However, I might have been a little duplicitous in the way I went about this.
That's a book learning word.
You certainly earned something tonight. I'll get to that in a second. But selfishly, this one's a little bit for me. But it's certainly for each and every one of you guys. You think I wouldn't get you guys a great old birthday present for our 4-year anniversary? So, this is our final show at the Rec Room this year. Next month, we head down to Freemasons Hall downtown, where you've had some success this year, T.Y. It ain't like you didn't pick up a win to kick this year off in front of 7,000 people at Rogers Place, am I right? So, on November 22nd, we give you another chance to pick up a big win downtown. Bookend the year real nice. Because this, my friend, was a little teaser, a little amuse-bouche, a little appetizer of what a battle royal can be like in Love Pro Wrestling. Let's call it a rumble, if you will. A revolution rumble, because I like to think, tell me if I'm wrong, friends, that we've kind of revolutionized how things run here in Alberta professional wrestling, am I right? We're going to pay homage to that, because on Saturday, November 22nd, at Freemasons Hall, Love Pro Wrestling presents the Revolution Rumble. A 30 individual battle royal like you saw tonight. If you thought you liked an appetizer, friends, join us downtown for our first little Rumble matchup that we got the honor of presenting to TY. This ain't just for them, this ain't just for me. It's gonna sound real silly because I kind of think I know your answer on this one, but you, my friend, get to pick where you enter in our first ever Rumble matchup. So I'm gonna head up there, I'll talk to Mike and Ken, and we'll get you penciled in for number 30.
I hate to interrupt you, Spencer, but I'm gonna stop you right there, if you don't mind. See, a few months ago, Spencer, I stood right here in the middle of this ring, and I told everybody here tonight, I told all the wrestlers in the back, I even told the people watching the stream, and I recognized that I'm at the back of the line when it comes to the LPW Grand Championship.
Front of the line!
But that just made me realize what I need to do, and what I need to do is earn my opportunity back to the Grand Championship. And I've done that over the past few months. Challenger after challenger, opponent after opponent. And I got a victory at every single one of them, including tonight. You know, as you were saying, Spencer, as most people here are thinking, yeah, number 30 is probably the logical answer, don't you think? You see, I think about over the past 2 years that the LPW Grand Championship was actually handed to me multiple times on a silver platter with the caveat that I sell out, that I cheat, that I take the easy way out.
Nothing wrong with that. It just makes sense.
And you're right, it makes sense. It's logical. And some of you might think I'm hard-headed, some of you think I'm delusional, but next month at the Freemason Hall, I want to see every single person who steps into the Rumble with me. I want to be there from when the bell rings to start the match to the bell rings when it ends. So Spencer, don't put me in as number 30. Put me in as number 1.
T.Y. Jackson wants to be number 1 in the Revolution Rumble. I mean, you gotta respect that.
That is one hell of a professional wrestler's wrestling fans. 1 yard for T.Y. Jackson. No, this is love, bro. We can get loud for T.Y. Jackson. Am I right? Am I right? I hope I see each and every one of you guys on Saturday, November 22nd at Freemasons Hall. Trust me, we're going to be out of the rec room, but there ain't no party like a Love Pro party. Am I right? Hell yeah.
Spencer, I hate to interrupt, but I bear good tidings. It is now a 2-2 tie ball game after a Dalton Varsho 2-run home run. I feel like I'm like the 6:30 CHED Sports Update guy. I mean, T.Y. Jackson came out of Toronto just like the Toronto Blue Jays, tough as nails.
You're so good at what you do, Maurice. I appreciate all of y'all tuning in tonight on IWTV for our first couple of matchups. But our next contest, scheduled for one fall, y'all roll, is going to be our first matchup here tonight with some gold on the line. So, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and we'll be right off. Oh, I was going to introduce you, and then I started the tag titles. Can you try this again? The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it's for the Love Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships. Making their way to the ring first, your challengers.
Tag team titles on the line. Riley Cruz and Maurice Waltz from Saskatchewan earned this championship match. At least, according to Berat Gorani, they did.
Saskatchewan at a combined weight of 300
Maurice, Waltz, and Riley Cruz were victorious in tag team action last month at LPW 41. And the son of Kosovo, one half of Lira, very impressed and decided to award these two young gentlemen a tag team title matchup.
Your champions.
As we await the entrance of Lira, your LPW. Well, it is sort of the Halloween show. Is that Cheechak bar, Shabaz? And Tommy Gorani nonetheless. Make no mistake about it, Lira like to have a lot of fun. You can see dressing up for Halloween, but these two tag team champions for a reason. Riley Cruz got the war paint on and he's ready to go. Fans enjoying the Halloween antics of Lira. Michael the Fitzpatrick with those LPW tag team titles. That's what it's all about. And how about T.Y. Jackson? He had the opportunity to accept what he earned by winning that Battle Royal. That's the 30th spot in the Revolution Rumble next month. He said he's been offered the easy road, the road less traveled before, but he wants to do it the right way. He wants to show that he can earn the son of Kosovo. I'm thrown off by Cheech and Chong. I'm not going to lie to you. Cruz into the ropes looking for clean break. Now, is that Cheech or Chong? I need somebody to tweet me and let me know. Go behind from Cruz on the son of Kosovo, but he's able to counter and take that arm wringer. Still to come. Jaxx Wylder going to go one-on-one with Richtor, and of course our main event. Nice arm drag out of the corner, maintaining wrist control from Gorani. Our main event. We're going to hang the respective LPW Grand Championships of Stephen Crowe and Zoe Sager high above the ring. And we're going to have a good old-fashioned ladder match. Tag in the Cheechak Shabaz, vertical suplex on Riley Cruz. Look at the flowing locks of Sheik Shabaz. He never looked so good. Shabaz with the whip. Nice elevation on the drop kick, and the hat stayed on. For everything Love Wrestling, check us out online, lovewrestling.ca on your web browser. All major social medias, Love Wrestling CA. To keep up to date with everything we've got going on here in LPW, as well as the media wing of Love Wrestling, where we've got tons and tons of content. Cruz able to make the tag. Maurice Waltz now legal for his team, scooped up. I mean, Shabaz looks a little bit more like pinky from next Friday than he does Cheech Marin, but so be it. Fired into the buckle, Waltz charging in. Went for the boot, but nobody home. It's a good way to pull a hammy. Tag into the son of Kosovo right now. Lira firmly in charge. Tandem offense, handing him off into that backdrop driver. And look at the power of Berat Gorani scooping up Maurice Waltz with ease, slamming him in the corner wisely, cutting off that ring. Slingshot into the forearm of Sheik Shabaz, and now Waltz hung out to dry. More solid tandem offense from your LPW tag team champions. Waltz left shoulder off the canvas.
Okay. Come on, folks, right here, boss. Let's bring those tag titles to the right side of the body. Let's go.
Again, scooping up Waltz. Cruz able to make the tag. I'm not sure Shabaz knows. Shot for Gorani on the apron. Oh, chop block from Maurice Waltz. And now, unfortunately for Shabaz, Michael Fitzpatrick running interference to keep Gorani out on the apron. And now some tandem offense from Cruz and Maurice Waltz.
Hey, who wants to see Sheik headbang?
Shabaz getting up close and personal with the top turnbuckle. Dragging Shabaz back in their corner the hard way. And now the challengers looking to go to work. Fun and games are over, apparently.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Come on. I'll leave. Let's go. Yeah?
Shabaz caught in enemy territory. Cruz up on that middle rope with the moonsault right on target. Going for a cover, could have new champions. Shabaz out at 2, but the beating will continue.
Yeah, I don't think so.
How about the Revolution Rumble coming up next month? 30 competitors. And T.Y. Jackson calling his shot, saying he can outlast them all. But that's next month. We're all about right now, LPW 42. Tag team titles on the line. Cruz, big stage dive in the corner. Tag to Maurice Waltz. Up and over goes Shabaz, trying to take him over into a pin, able to do so. Nice sunset flip, but caught him before he could make his way over and tag Gorani. I mean, I thought I saw a tag, but I've been known to be wrong almost all the time. There is the tag. Maurice Waltz now legal. Combining their efforts on Shabaz, looking for the double vertical suplex. Shabaz doesn't want to go for the ride. What a show of power. Impressive feat of strength from Sheik Shabaz. He's got to get to the corner and make the tag. Shabaz makes it to the corner. Tagging in the son of Kosovo, and he's going to go to work on Maurice Waltz. A man that size should not have a vertical leap that high. Hard right hand from Cruz. Ambidextrous fists from the metalhead from Saskatchewan. Perched up on that top rope again. The vertical leap of Gorani. Very impressive. Fireman's carry position. Out across the knee. And Berat Gorani handling business on behalf of the LPW Tag Team Champions. Shabaz in to run some interference. And now we got all four in the ring. Vertical suplexes from Lira. Both crash down to the canvas. Both able to kick out. Another great show of power. Tag in Shabaz, now legal. Here Lira, we're looking for Red Rum. Chad Millz came to the aid of his partner. Not Chad Millz, Maurice Waltz. I am so sorry. Maurice Waltz got that mule kick. Oh, everybody is having a very bad Friday night here in Edmonton. The only man left unscathed is referee Michael Fitzpatrick.
Get that damn camera out of my face. Don't look at me.
I don't know if any of these gentlemen are going to be able to continue. Cruz back up to his feet, and now all four chucking some knuckles in the middle. Big boot. Challengers down on the canvas. Tag into Gorani. He's going to replace his headband. And we could be looking. Well, they were going for that colliding powerbomb. Pair of head scissors from the challengers. And I think Gorani and Shabaz might have cracked skulls. Big Uranagi. Skull into the mat of Shabaz. That kick was on target. And the pendulum swinging back in favor of the challengers. We could be moments away from seeing new LPW Tag Team Champions. Defeat from Riley Cruz, combining their efforts on Gorani and going high and low. 2. Fraction of a second away from new tag team champions.
It's over.
Riley Cruz and Maurice Waltz looking to put away Berat Gorani. Shabaz coming into the aid of his partner. Dropping Cruz on his head. Big leg lariat from Gorani and Lira using their power. Waltz up in that crucifix position. Could be looking for red rum. Red rum on Maurice Waltz. And Lira still your tag team champions. Lira remain at the top of the LPW tag team division. Maurice Waltz and Riley Cruz put up a hell of a fight, but tonight it was not meant to be. Lira. Still the champs.
I only have one qualm with that, you guys, and neither of you shared. I'm a little disappointed, to say the least. But other than that, Lira, hell yeah, one more for your jacked and juicy tag team champions. I'm sorry, everybody, that you all have to watch me dance. I apologize for that profusely. I will later, but wait. Now, I've got to get through some general housekeeping, if that's okay. And then, I promise I'll bring you guys some violence. Is that okay? Thank you. At least 7 violences. There will be at least 7, a multitude of violences. That was my first band name. No, it wasn't. Thank y'all for being here. Who's having a good time tonight here at the Rec Room South Edmonton? Well, it wouldn't be possible without the fine folks here at the Rec Room South Edmonton. October 15th, 2021, we held our first show here, and they've been the home of professional wrestling here in Edmonton for the past 4 years. So a huge shout out to each and every one of them. I also want to give a huge shout out to each and every one of our partners at the Holiday Inn Express at Alley Cap Brewery. Friends, we've set a new record tonight. We are already sold out of Brainbuster Brew. So please, and I'll say it every time, please make sure that you guys get home safe. Please make sure you tip your bartenders, because we want to see you next month. We want to see you all through 2026 right here in South Edmonton Common. Sound good? Hell yeah! I love to hear that.
Oh my God!
Hell yeah! Shout out to the designated driver. I want to give a huge shout out as well to the Holiday Inn Express here on Calgary Trail, to the Buckingham, to our fine folks at Anthem Tattoo, to Plan Life, to Beauty Gimmicks, to Game On in Sherwood Park, to the Edmonton Oil Kings, because y'all are going to see us downtown a couple of times over the next few months, and I hope all of you guys are there as we try and bring 10,000 people to Rogers Place for some professional wrestling in January. But we don't do any of that without each and every one of our locally owned, locally operated, and locally awesome businesses supporting each and every one of us. For all of y'all who are out here, whether it's for the first time, whether it's a long time, whether in the meantime or the in-between time, follow us wherever podcasts are played, videos reviewed, content's created at Love Wrestling CA. I feel so bad. I've never ticked to talk in my life, but I hope you follow us on socials. It'd mean a lot. And Boris, do I want to ask for a score update before we get to some violence, brother?
There has been no change. It is still 2-all in the bottom of the 6th inning.
2-all for the Blue Jays, right?
Yes, absolutely.
2-all Blue Jays! This is the best sport there is. our rule. I promise you some violence. I promise you great referees. We've delivered on that. Shout out to Judge Ben. There are no pinfalls. There are no submissions. Your winner and champion will be the individual who can make their opponent say, I quit. Your deciding referee, well, Pro Wrestling Senior Official, Judge Ben Owen. Making their way to the ring first, your challenger.
Now, we've had a lot of fun here tonight, but this is deathly serious. Nasty Nate Nixon at the end of last month's chaotic 3-team tag team main event pinned Michael Richtor Blais, claimed himself as the LPW Challenge champion, absconded with that title that you see around his waist. He is not the champion, but he very well could be tonight. See Nate Nixon with a rather large piece of metal, and I think we all know what that is intended for. Mad Lad cohort. Hang on a second. Reid Matthews! The Short King's coming out! I mean, the Mad Lads are the ones that put out Marz the Specialist. And it's looking like combining their efforts on white shirt William Taylor and, quite frankly, getting him the hell out of here. And here comes Blais. Blais, oh man. Blais not waiting for his ring introduction. I mean, last night he tried to get his hands on Nixon during that big elimination tag team matchup, unable to do so, chomping at the bit, does not care about his ring introduction. He just wants his championship back and to put a lot of pain into the life of Nate Nixon. Again, the only way to win this matchup is to make your opponent say, I quit. Chair into the rib area. Hard knife edge chop from the nasty. Oh, Blais replying with that super kick. And this is very, very personal for MRB up on top of that speaker. Clubbing away. MRB on that speaker. Almost like a diving knee. Nixon says he does not quit. This is going to get ugly. I hope our insurance is paid. Blais caught Nixon coming in. Oh, tried to fire the nasty one into that wall, but Blais ends up tasting it. Oh, hard running knee. Not sure if that was a knee or a kick, but whatever it was, effective.
What do you say?
I mean, you don't need me to commentate that. Blais not giving it up.
You ruined all of the
choking away on Blais. Oh, the hand off that steel ring post. There are a lot of small bones in the hand, and Blais wants to break every single one of them. Stomping on the hand and fingers. There definitely could be some breaks and fractures in the hand of Nate Nixon. Nixon back inside the ring. Oh, he's got a hold of that. I think it's a baking pan or cookie sheet, whatever you want to call it. Unfortunately now, in the clutches of God's gift to wrestling, took too much time. Hard chop from Nixon. And again, Blais going to that hand. Took that cookie sheet right in the rib area. Choking away. Blais saying no, but yeah, this one's getting violent in a hurry. We knew it would. Again, the edge of that piece of metal driven into the throat of MRB. And the sole purpose of Ben Oman in this matchup is just to hear the words, "I quit." Blais with a hold of the ear, trying to get out of that corner, but Nixon. Blais turns the tables, now firing in some chops of his own. Reversing that whip, MRB head over heels into the corner. Big knee strike sends MRB out of the ring onto that solid concrete staging area.
You say, Michael, do you quit? No! Look at me, I don't eat nachos! No! Give me my bone, Nate! I ain't giving you shit, MRB.
You hear Blais, he wants, oh man. He wants his property back. Blais got a hold of that chain that he keeps inside that book of salvation. Choking away on Nixon. Wrapped around the throat, in the mouth. Oh man, that is gross and violent. He might have broken teeth, broken fingers.
Now you'll have teeth like white shirt.
But will not quit. MRB, you heard it just as clear as I did. MRB calling for that brainbuster. Oh, Nate able to spin out, lost his footing for a second, but scored with the right hand. Blais able to avoid impact through. Down onto the floor. Nixon around the ring. Ooh. He got nailed with something. I'm not sure exactly what that is that he got hit with. It's like a toolbox from under the ring. And Blais dumping the contents of that toolbox into the ring. I can't see what he's got there. I didn't see it. I'm sorry, but whatever it is, he's driving it into the hand, that already damaged hand of Nixon. Not sure if that's a screwdriver or a wrench. Whatever it is, that is not its intended use. Nixon making his way back to the stage, favoring that hand. Ooh. Into the midsection with that. It's like a wrench. Oh man, right up to the nose. I'm trying to rip his nose off his face.
Holy shit!
But you gotta give it to Nixon, able to absorb that punishment and not give up, and now gonna turn the tables and perhaps try to rip the ear off the side of the skull of God's gift to wrestling.
You want to quit?
I mean, I knew that this was going to be a violent, hate-fueled contest, but I didn't know they'd be trying to literally rip the pound of flesh off each other's bodies. Series of kicks from Blais. That knee lift staggered Nixon, and again now trying to rip the nose off his face. Is he looking for that brainbuster out on that stage area? Is he looking for that brainbuster out on the stage area? Nixon trying to put the brakes on, able to spin out, and a series of kicks and a knee strike of his own, and that rocked Blais through the ropes and back inside the ring. Nixon up to the top rope. Oh, man. Went for the twisting cross body and got nothing but steel to the skull. Unparalleled viciousness.
What do you say here?
I mean, Blais wants this title back, but it's so much more than that. It's very, very personal. Mad Lads took out Taryn from accounting. They've helped drive a at least noticeable wedge between Blais and Stephen Crowe. I mean, part of that is Stephen Crowe just going a little insane, becoming the LPW Grand Champion, but Blais introducing that steel chair. Oh, he's going to wrap the ankle. A tactic that's been used by the Mad Lads. Oh, he got the free leg up to avoid the impact. Elevated into that big right. Rocking the jaw of God's gift to wrestling. Nixon looking for something. I mean, they have enough toys to play with as it is, but Nixon under the ring has emerged with a steel chair of his own. The LPW Challenge Championship is on the line. Nixon setting up those two steel chairs facing each other. And this spells all kinds of bad news for Michael Richard Blais. Up onto the shoulders of Nixon. MRB fights his way down. Oh, big running knee lift in the corner.
What do you say?
Blais powers Nixon up onto that top rope. Big elbow strike, and now MRB relocating some furniture. Oh man. Oh no. Blais up on that middle rope. Nixon trying to fight up from underneath. Biting the head, the face. Yeah, tell me this ain't personal. MRB, Nate Nixon up on that top rope. Massive superplex, Nixon through the steel chairs.
Nate, what do you say?
Nixon won't quit. I mean, you gotta give the devil his due. I mean, look at that one chair. It is demolished from the body. Ooh. Blais face first into that middle turnbuckle. I don't even know how Nixon's even on his feet fighting, let alone on the offense. Blais through the ropes, hung up to dry.
Eat shit, kid.
Nixon setting up that chair. In the middle of the ring, fireman's carry position. MRB, Death Valley driver into that chair. And MRB won't quit either.
Just quit.
They're not going to stop till somebody dies. Looking for that Buck Nasty on the chair. Oh, man. Face first into the chair. Blais still says no. That's unbelievable. The amount of violence. And Nixon just out of frustration raining down right hands.
You ain't shit on the future.
Nixon looking for the kill shot. Blais up on his feet. Open-handed palm strike, but Nixon right back. Hand around the throat. Blais down to one knee, and it might be just academic at this point. Oh, Blais up to the top, down onto that stage area. Cross faces, trying to break the nose of Nixon. How's Blais even on his feet? Got a hold of that steel chair, taking it out onto that stage area. Sticking it around the neck of Nixon. Nixon begging off, but he will not quit. Oh, don't do this. This is too much. Oh. Nixon went low and it might have just saved his life. I mean, Nate Nixon might have just lost more than, whoa, where the hell did that come from? Nixon with that barbed wire bat swinging wildly. Blais able to avoid the impact. This is a whole new level. Super kick on target. See the blood appearing on the face of nasty Nate Nixon.
Holy cow!
Tied up in those ropes, Blais attempting to lock Nixon in those ropes. MRP.
Do you quit?
Cut your face off! William, my shirt!
Nate calling for William Taylor. Taylor happy to oblige. Dumps Blais on his head. Gonna untie his tag team partner. And again, there's no disqualification in this matchup. All this legal. Air raid crash down upon that piece of steel. Blais says no. Nate Nixon with that barbed wire bat. MRP at the mercy of the Mad Lads. Well, they're looking for that Super Buck Nasty.
Say it and it's over. Say it.
I'm not just doing this for me, Nate. It's not just the belt. It's for them. It's for team. I'm never gonna quit. This is for TFA.
Hang on a sec. That's Tara from Academy just came in from the crowd. I didn't even know she was here. Brainbuster brew to the skull of white shirt William Taylor. TFA was put on the shelf by the Mad Lads by elevation. But she's here in the rec room, coming to the aid of her clandestine society teammate. Chair to the skull of William Taylor. Nixon going to the eyes of Blais, although I have a feeling white shirt William Taylor perhaps a non-factor for the remainder of this matchup.
I'm gonna make your boy bleed, and then you're next, TFA.
Nixon turning his back on Michael Richard Blais. Blais got a hold of that barbed wire baseball bat. And MRB makes Nixon taste the barbs of that wire, that piece of rope. I mean, they used that to tie the canvas down. That was in that toolbox under the ring, wrapping it around the neck of nasty Nate Nixon. Choking out. Nixon still saying no. MRB. Lock it on. That sharpshooter. Choke it out. Nixon with the sharpshooter. And Nixon says, I quit. MRB gets his title back with some help from accounting. She's still on the injured list. Unfortunately not able to compete. But she gets the monicum of revenge on the mad lads who put her out. Still your LPW challenge champion. What a violent affair that was, but MRB still your champ. An embrace in the center of the ring between TFA and MRB. Those two gave it everything they had. MRB making his way to the locker room. I believe we are going to go to intermission. We've got so much more to come, including a ladder match. So stick around.
For your challenge champion. I was going to be long-winded, but I've realized someone else has to clean up. Pass that one by. So, head out, grab a drink, check out the Jays game. Boris, how you looking, brother?
I've got an update from the Jays.
We got an update.
So the Dodgers still have 2 runs, but the Jays are on the board now. It's good news. The Jays have 11 runs. Marz with the grand slam. He is a 6 spot.
Some more cool shit.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. And will be refereed by PWA Hall of Famer Mike the Fitz Fitzpatrick. He's okay. Making their way to the ring first.
We are back for the second half of LPW number 42. Live on IWTV, my name is Big Bad Boris. How about Michael Richard Blais getting his property back as we see Jaxx Wylder making his way to the squared circle. Wylder very young into his professional wrestling career, but a lot of people starting to take notice. Never say die attitude, mixed martial arts background, but he's got his work cut out for him tonight. He is in tough. Richtor we saw a little bit earlier tonight at the side of Rich King before they all bailed out. Well, I understand it leaving the building. Wait a minute. I was under the impression that Thaddeus Archer and Rich King left the building. Thaddeus is back. Like I heard from somebody that
weighing at 233 pounds, representing
heard that there was a vehicle that left that had them in it. Thaddeus has returned. Dean Richtor, heavy-handed, tough as they come. An incredible test for young Jaxx Wylder as we get the second half of LPW 42 underway. Michael the Fitzpatrick, third man in the ring. There's the bell and we're underway. Collar and elbow, and Richtor backs Wylder up into the corner. Referee looking for the clean break. Still to come, of course, our main event ladder match to see who will be the undisputed LPW Grand Champion, as Richtor takes left arm control of Jaxx Wylder. Wylder with a nice counter, able to take Richtor down to one knee, torquing on that elbow and on that wrist. With the power of Dean Richtor, always in top physical condition, wrenching away now on the wrist and elbow of Wylder. Some athleticism shown from Wylder with the reversal. Takes Richtor down to one knee again. Richtor now up vertical. Well, that's one way to break a hold, but and that's that never say die attitude of Wylder I was talking about moments ago. Instead of just eating that right from Richtor, he fired back with rights of his own. Well, that kick caught Richtor charging in, back elbow sends Richtor down to the canvas. And a flurry of offense from Jaxx Wylder early on. Oh, Richtor using that power, put the brakes on that whip. Charging in the corner, but up and over goes Wylder, charging in. Staggers Richtor into the turnbuckle. Things looking good for Jaxx Wylder early on. Series of kicks.
That's right.
T.Y. Jackson winning the mystery prize battle royal. He's going to be number one by his choosing in next month's Revolution Rumble. 30 competitors. Man, what a forearm from Dean Richtor. That rocked Jaxx Wylder, and now the ground and pound. Heavy hands. Oh, man. Rolling through up to his feet, but right into the roaring elbow. Spaghetti legs of Jaxx Wylder, full Nelson, or a half at this point. Fans chanting the name of Jaxx Wylder, but he's in tough. Ooh.
Where's your
Now locking on that full Nelson. Dragon suplex. Sends Wylder across the ring into the corner. Confidence growing with Dean Richtor charging in the corner with that boot. I still can't believe Archer's back. He and Rich King turned tail and ran instead of having to go one-on-one as they were obligated to do against Lumberjack Larry Woods. Richtor goes for the vertical press. Wylder able to escape it too.
Come on, Van Wylder. Come on.
Wylder trying to fight up from underneath, not a lot behind those shots, and now repeated stomps to the back.
Let me hear it. Scream. Start counting.
Richtor, one of the grittiest competitors we have on the LPW roster. Doesn't do a lot of flashy stuff, but he will hurt you badly, and you can see Jaxx Wylder, the back of his skull being stomped repeatedly. Oh, get Archer out of there. Makes me sick.
All I'm saying, shut up and pay attention.
Richtor down on the floor. Oh, Wylder able to avoid that kick. Baseball slide sends Richtor down to the floor. Jaxx Wylder getting a second wind.
You know what, Zach? Just fuck this guy. Come on, Jaxx, let's keep
Out onto the ring apron. Oh, Richtor caught that kick coming in. Trying to muscle up Jaxx Wylder into the chairs in the front row. That was gross and violent.
Dean, I would like you more if you didn't yell at me. Come on, boy. Also,
Hard fists to the jaw repeatedly. Man. Dean Richtor did not come here to mess around.
You're just projecting. I was excited to not stand up ever.
Richtor is going hard.
Wylder back inside the ring under the bottom rope. Wylder surprisingly on his feet, able to get out of the way of that running boot in the corner. Like I said, there's a big spear. There's a lot of fight in this kid. He has taken a substantial amount of abuse in this matchup.
Enough playing with your food.
But keeps fighting back. But Richtor able to get out of the way of that big right and go right back on the offense, up on the shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
German suplex dumped him on the back of his head. Going for the cover. Oh, and Wylder kicked out. I mean, what can I say? The kid's got a lot of guts. Inverted fireman's carry. Sits out. Cover again. And Dean Richtor and the heavy hands. The heavy hands of Dean Richtor getting it done with a win over Jaxx Wylder. Oh. Thaddeus Archer's disgusting. Big win for Real Talk. Oh, hang on. Lumberjack Larry with the steel chair across the back of Richtor. I didn't know Larry was still here. Staring daggers at Thaddeus Archer. Larry's got the microphone.
How you doing, Dad? When'd you get back, Dad? When'd you get back?
I don't think it's serious.
Perfect. Where's Rich? Where's Rich? Where is Rich? Where is Rich? into the middle of this ring.
Kill that!
I'm going to have to pretend to not enjoy this. But he's had this coming for a long time. Oh, Richtor from behind. Clubbing Lumberjack Larry in the back of the head. What does Thaddeus have? What is that? Is that? I think that's another. That's zip ties. We saw this last month. We saw Larry get zip tied into that very same corner 1 month ago.
Not going anywhere.
Lumberjack Larry at the mercy now of Dean Richtor, tied to that top rope.
Thank you very much, Mr. Love. Oh, Larry, here we are back again. You want to know where Rich is, don't you? Huh? Yeah, where's Rich? Bring him out. Well, I think you all want to know where Rich is.
I'd love to know where Rich is. I know where he's not.
Archer Industries has a remarkable talent plan. And I just got to make a quick call here, 1 sec. Get over here.
What is going on here?
Hey, Larry!
Let's cut that bald face right off it.
Hey, Larry! You can probably break out of that. Shoot, do it. You're too soft.
Yes, play the video. Put the feed through, please, right now.
Feed?
To the gentleman up top.
What?
Play the video, there we go.
What is going on?
Hey, Larry. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Larry, oh Larry. Up here, big guy. You thought tonight was just about a match to me? No, you don't seem to get it, Larry. This is about much more than a match at this point.
You run away, Thad!
Shh. I'll get you in a minute. Larry, remember back when you won the Grand Championship for the second time? You went through hell. Who was there to celebrate with you? It was me, then T.Y., your lovely mother. Your mom was like a mom to all of us, Larry, and I remember that she brought those homemade cookies and I loved you so much. All those great memories, Larry. But what I didn't realize at the time was they were just using us. You were just using us to help you get what you wanted, the Grand Championship. You didn't look at us as brothers. You looked at me as your personal lackey to do all of your dirty work. No. You tainted those memories so much, Larry. You stole those great times from me. You took years away from my career, which should have been the greatest, just so I could prop you up instead. And tonight, you thought us having a match would settle this? You came out and attacked me like a feral beast, Larry. It made me wonder if you have any restraint. Larry, you left such a bitter taste in my mouth. I had to get out of there and just find something to clear that taste off. Not as sweet as I remember, Larry. Larry, you're done using people. Because the people closest to you are going to want nothing to do with you. So I want you to say hi to somebody. I want somebody that you used to show these people that you were the best. That you were the greatest, Larry. So why don't you say hi? Why don't you say hi, Larry? Why don't you say hi to your own mom? Why don't you ask yourself why you have no shame? Because Larry, this is going to be the end of it. I want you to leave LPW. I want you to quit. I want you to move on. I want you to let me be free from you for once. Because Larry, if you thought this had a happy ending for you, you were so very wrong.
I don't know what to say about what we just saw. TY Rich King went to Lumberjack Larry. I can't even say it. Rich King went to Larry Wood's mother's house, and I mean, you saw it. I'm sick. I mean, that's not what professional wrestling is about. That's not what we do here. We're about competition. Two competitors get in the ring, they square off, the best one wins. Fans have a great time, and then we go home. We don't do that. That's a line that you don't cross.
I don't think Rich is one of those heroes.
I don't want to be here anymore.
I get it. You toasted it. I like how you use the end.
So you got to put some way to the Rich household, you're good to go, and Rich King is going to have a goddamn weapon. Immediately after this thing ends, we're going to get back. Let's get to business. Thanks you guys, I appreciate it. One more for Lumberjack where he was. I personally, I hate the fact that I promised violence, that you guys have promised violence and deliver on our promises. So, we're going to bring you some goddamn violence. We are going to figure out who the real grand champion is. We are going to end 6 months of me having sleepless nights and frustrations, and 2 individuals who are the best at their craft, but have really really frustrated me. Ben, can we get to it ready? You ready? Fitz, you ready?
Spencer, it doesn't really seem important now, and I feel almost bad. But the Blue Jays beat the Dodgers 11-4. But that, and I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be flippant because it doesn't seem all that important right now. But the Blue Jays have won Game 1 of the World Series 11-4.
We're bringing it back one more for Game 4 is give us. Hell yeah! The following contest is your main event! It is a ladder match to determine the undisputed Love Pro Wrestling Grand Champion!
The tale of the tape on your screen, brought to you by the great folks at Alley Cat, makers of Brainbuster Brew and the Jaxx and Juicy Ale. Zoe Sager was. We're gonna do this. I gotta get my you-know-what together. Zoe Sager was the LPW Grand Champion, had to vacate the title due to injury. So she feels she is the rightful champion. Returned from injury. Sager feels she is the rightful champion because she never lost that title. She reemerged from injury with the original LPW Grand Championship title belt, painted the giant Z you see on it, proclaimed herself the ZPW champion, the rightful Grand Champion. Stephen Crowe, upon the vacating of the LPW Grand Championship, won a gauntlet match back in April to become the new LPW Grand Champion. When Sager reappeared from injury, these two have been at each other's throats over who is the rightful Grand Champion.
Richard Blais, and representing the Clash Champions Society. Bringing in a 175 pound.
Get out of here.
Get out. Alberta, Canada. He is the Love Pro Wrestling Grand Champion. The Ragdoll Cowboy. Stephen
Crowe sending Michael Richard Blais with his reclaimed Challenge Championship belt forcibly back behind the curtain to the locker room area. And everything has led to this moment. This is our main event. The undisputed LPW Grand Championship on the line. The only way to win, scale the ladder, retrieve both of the championship belts you see hung high above the ring. Michael Fitzpatrick, the referee for our main event, as we are set to get underway with our main event. LPW number 42.
Steven, you ready to go? Oh, wait.
take a minute to thank our sponsors, Kuma Outdoor Gear, the fine folks at the Buckingham, Alley Cat Brewery, Holiday Inn and Suites on Calgary Trail, McGinnis Law, Beauty Gimmicks, Plant Life, Cannabis, the fine folks at the Edmonton Oil Kings, but we'll be in a couple of months. Crowe trying to get a hold of that ladder. He understands the quicker he can get that ladder and get, oh man, scorpion kick from Sager. The quicker he can get a hold of that ladder and get that title belt. He's here for a good time, not a long time.
She's done!
Sager lands on her feet. Outside the ring to that stage area, she's going for the ladder. Crowe caught her by the waist, dragged back inside the squared circle. While Crowe caught the throat on that top rope. Waist control from the ZPW champion. Crowe hung onto that top rope. Sager caught that boot coming in. Big strike to the base of the neck. Lance face first. She was looking for that moments ago. Clubbing away on the one who claims to be the rightful LPW Grand Champion. You can see there is no referee inside the ring. No pinfalls, no submissions. Big shoulder tackle from Sager. Able to duck that back elbow. Leapfrog from Sager. Into the backbreaker from Stephen Crowe. Big close on. He put everything he had behind that one. And there's a very uneasy feeling in the building right now, and I think partially from what we saw moments ago. And what's happening right now is you've got to look moments ago at those two championship titles hanging high above the ring. Stephen Crowe out on that stage area, looking to bring in that ladder. Sager out on that stage, going after Crowe. Trying to pull his arm through the rungs of the ladder. Trying to pull that shoulder out of the socket. Series of rights. Crowe firing back. Hard kick into the midsection. We saw Taryn from accounting return earlier, still on the injured list, but assisted MRB in getting his championship back. Ooh. Open hand, palm strike right across the face. And now Sager got a hold of the ladder. And that is a tall, tall ladder. Having some trouble dealing with the size of that ladder. Crowe, 2 handfuls of hair. Tried that vertical suplex. Crowe able to go behind, but he's going to get clotheslined over the top. Back inside the ring. Sager heading up to that top turnbuckle. Big moonsault on target. clubbing away on Stephen Crowe.
Let's go, Zoe.
Drops the elbow into the black heart of the Rhinestone Cowboy. Senton backsplash. And Sager has everything firmly in tow. At least early on in our main event.
He's dead!
Zoe looking for that Z factor. Crowe put the brakes on. Kick right between the eyes. And Crowe taking advantage of that error by Sager, stomping away.
Fuck that guy who said that. It's okay.
You can definitely take the Cowboy.
Yeah, we're meant to take that. Come on, Cowboy!
Sager in the corner at the mercy of the Rhinestone Cowboy. Hard knee strike to the face. Second hard running strike, and that's disrespect to say the least. Stephen Crowe biding his time. Charges the corner. Sager able to avoid impact, got a hold of that boot. Hits a knee of her own, springs off that bottom rope. Sager taking over, back and forth. No one's really had the advantage for a long period of time.
Exactly. Spencer's fault.
And Zoe found a second ladder under the ring. Things just got a lot more interesting. Stephen Crowe baseball slide, kicking that ladder into the face. Referees checking on the condition of Sager. Crowe gonna take it to the streets.
Don't touch my jacket!
Edge of that ladder bouncing off the skull. And everything going the way of Stephen Crowe right now. Cinching in for that vertical suplex down across that ladder on the apron. Zoe Sager hanging precariously off that middle rope. Right back down to the floor, and she can't take too much more of this assault from the Rhinestone Cowboy. back up onto the stage area, grabbing a hold of that other ladder. Fans trying to rally Sager as Stephen Crowe could be moments away from becoming the undisputed LPW Grand Champion. Zoe's made her way to the stage as well, but it might be too late. Crowe. Sager grabbing the other end of that ladder, almost like a tug-of-war over that enormous ladder. Seesaw action with that middle rope. Brought that ladder right into the face of Stephen Crowe. And now Sager going to try to bring that ladder inside the ring. Laying that ladder across the middle rope in the corner. And now grabbing that second ladder. And Zoe ascending that ladder, cut off by Stephen Crowe. He's going to try to scamper up there and get a hold of that title. He's pulled down. Crowe had enough of that game of cat and mouse. Big forearm might have bought him enough time. Sager with a forearm of her own. And that might be enough to get the job done, but caught again. Stephen Crowe with the pump kick. Leaping enziguri from Sager sends the grand champion, in his opinion, the rightful grand champion, down to the canvas. Sager fingertips away from reclaiming what she claims she never lost, but got caught by Crowe. Plucks off that ladder and down, face first into the mat. Crowe now replacing that ladder. Going up to attempt to retrieve his baby, but got caught from behind from Sager. STO, the back of the head of Crowe hit the mat hard. Sager in the corner attempting to get back vertical to try to climb that ladder towards championship gold. Sager perhaps one step away. But again, Stephen Crowe, a barrier to victory. Sager thrown into that ladder.
Zoe, out of town, population you, bro. Don't worry, man.
Now Crowe sticking the entire body of Sager through the bottom rung of that ladder. Man, curve that spine around the rung of that ladder. And you can hear the screams of pain from Sager. Again, no submission, no rope breaks, and now ramming the face of Sager into the ladder. All with the name of becoming the undisputed LPW Grand Champion. Since winning that title, the mean streak, the viciousness of Stephen Crowe has increased. To say being the Grand Champion has gone to his head is an understatement. But it's made him that much more dangerous of a professional wrestler. Two handfuls of hair. Oh, butterflying the arms of Sager. The small of the back across that ladder. Ordinarily, Crowe does that as a backbreaker across the knee, but Sager's knee got caught up in that ladder. That lower back crashed across that ladder. The knee got caught inside. It might have torn ligaments.
It's like the first time he's seen a ladder.
He could have done more damage if he had a roadmap.
What's next, baby?
Your dad's gonna come up.
And Stephen Crowe could be moments away from erasing all doubt in who is indeed the LPW Grand Champion. Stocking up Sager in the corner. Driving the knees into the ribs. And it might all be academic at this point.
If you were lucky.
No, fuck that guy, you're alive.
This cheering has gotten weird.
And Stephen Crowe electing not to climb that ladder, at least not in that moment. And now ready. Again, electing not to climb that ladder. And this is what I talked about, that viciousness, that mean streak. It might not be enough for Crowe just to win the match, to win the titles. He wants to prove a point. Crowe got a hold of the ankle, or I'm sorry, Sager got a hold of the ankle of Crowe. Kicks Sager off, but she's close enough to try to pull him down from that ladder, prevent him from securing the championships. Oh, raking the eyes, trying to disfigure the face of the Rhinestone Cowboy. Crowe can't see, you can't fight. Stomps on the fingers. Can make it very hard to climb a ladder if you can't grab it. Crowe, I don't know if he did it on purpose or by accident, but just crawled under that ladder. And you know the old saying about going under a ladder. It's bad luck. And it just came true with that steel chair across the back from Sager. Man, bashing the skull of Crowe off that lather that's still draped across that middle rope in the far corner. While sticking the fingers of Crowe in. Oh, man. Crushing the fingers inside the metal of that ladder. That was, I mean, incredibly vicious, but also very, very intelligent of Sager. Targeting those hands and those fingers against that turnbuckle. It's very wise from Sager. Can't climb, you can't win a match like this. And perhaps I thought it might be time for Sager to try to climb that ladder, but instead driving Crowe into the mat face first. And again, just stomping on the fingers. And now Zoe looking to climb that ladder. Reclaim what she believes is rightfully hers. She's taken a lot of abuse in this match. Fingertips away. But Crowe finds the wherewithal to get there in time. Sager back down to the canvas. Trying to fight her way out of the grip of Crowe. Over the top. Both competitors tumble down to the floor. This is your LPW 42 main event. Ladder match for the Grand Championship. Crowe and Sager trading shots out on the floor. Crowe appearing to get the better of the exchange, at least in the short term. Crowe got a hold of Zoe. Sends her into several rows of chairs. And you can see Crowe checking the dexterity of those fingers. Definitely not 100%. He might have several small broken bones in those hands. Even just grabbing that ladder's got to be incredibly painful. But he's going to try to climb that ladder regardless. And claim the LPW Grand Championship.
The trick is to go up.
Crowe, I think that right hand might be more compromised than the left. The dominant hand of Crowe. Got to grab both titles. Got a hold of the ZPW title, but Sager up on the top. Off that middle rope, kicks that ladder out from underneath Crowe. And he tumbles hard and awkward down to the canvas. the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crowe, the Intangible, Zoe Sager leaving it all in the ring. Twisted ladders, twisted bodies.
Get up, let's go.
Sager with a hold of one of those ladders. She's got to get it vertical before she can even think about trying to climb it. We got caught from behind by Crowe. Crowe put the brakes on. Trying to grind Zoe's face into the steel. Shot into the midsection. I can hear that all the way up here. Again, Crowe able to put the brakes on. These two hate each other. It's not a competitive rivalry, it's hatred. Kick from Sager up to her feet. Takes Crowe down using his own arm as a lariat. Two handfuls of hair. Duck that clothesline. Spins out with that fisherman's neck breaker. Crowe doing a little bit of housekeeping. Opening up some space in the ring for what is quite sure some nefarious ideas. Reversing that whip. Oh, Z Factor from Sager. Both competitors down. Sager got a handful of that ladder, dragging it into position. Looking to get that ladder vertical so she can ascend to victory. Crowe is very close by and there is movement. He's going to go to the opposite side. Those are not proper rungs for climbing. Sager climbing down as they battle over that ladder. Crowe climbing. Sager climbing. Trying to fight in between the rungs, around the sides. Oh, handful of hair. Battling it out on the top of that ladder. Several rights from Sager. Driving the skull into that ladder. Bodies everywhere. Crowe, by luck or by divine providence, bounced off that ladder, took out Sager. MRB has appeared on the scene. I'm not sure. I heard Crowe yelling. I don't know if he called for him or not. Blais getting ready to get involved, but Reid Matthews. Reid Matthews making a lot of sense. Blais did apologize last month. And now Marz questioning his partner. And after what happened in that battle royal, there might be a little bit of a small bit of distrust. And here come the Mad Lads. Short Kings and the Mad Lads battling it out on the stage. Short Kings and the Mad Lads battling back towards the locker room. Sager up on that top rope. Blais didn't know she was there. Able to catch Zoe in midair from diving off the top. Up on the shoulders. Dumps Sager back inside the ring. It's looking like Blais going to get involved, but he looks trepidatious. I mean, he's right. Crowe did send him to the back at the beginning of the matchup. Sager from behind with that steel chair. Crowe coming to the aid of his brother. Oh, and he took out MRB. Zoe avoided impact of that chair. Blais, wrong place at the wrong time. And his carcass rolled out of the ring. I can't hear what Crowe's saying, but I'm quite sure it's not complimentary. Crowe with a hold of Zoe, fired into the corner, head first into the ladder. Oh man, Sager dumped on that ladder in the corner. Very dangerous position to be in. Crowe drives the knees into Sager. And now the Rhinestone Cowboy ready to claim his crown. Crowe just clubbing away on Sager. I don't know what he's got in mind here, but this is all bad if you are Zoe Sager. Moving that ladder, bridging it into the ladder in the middle of the ring. Oh, this is all bad. Stephen Crowe constructing some violent artistry with the ladder in the corner. Smashing the extremities of Sager into the ladder. Crowe up on that top rope. Sager kicks up from underneath. Series of kicks from Zoe. Handful of hair. Well, this is a very dangerous spot for these two to be in. Driving Crowe into that ladder. That was ungodly. Haven't we seen enough carnage tonight? Perhaps that's true, but we still don't have an undisputed grand champion.
Wake up, Steve, let's go!
Zoe climbing inches away from the title. Crowe unbelievably making his way to his feet on that ladder. I mean, an incredibly dangerous position for both of these competitors. Crowe, one hand on the title. Zoe. Oh, man. This is all bad. Sager. Sunset bomb on the ladder. That's criminal. It's not gross and violent anymore. It's I mean, I talked about how personal this rivalry was. We've seen them at each other's throats over the last couple of months over the right to be champion. And it's come to this level. We might have a no contest. I mean, movement from Sager. She's going to try to climb that ladder one more time. I don't know if she can do it. Sager reaching down deeper than perhaps ever before to get up there and get that title. Trying to reach her ZPW title. Crowe got a hold of the legs, pulled her through, pulled her inside that ladder. Oh, that's dangerous. That is just stuck. Sager stuck inside that ladder. She doesn't have her feet underneath her. Stephen Crowe grabs both titles. Stephen Crowe is undisputed. Stephen Crowe went through hell. But stands literally atop Love Pro Wrestling as the undisputed LPW Grand Champion. What an absolutely hellacious main event to end LPW 42. Stephen Crowe survived. This is a night in Love Pro Wrestling that we're going to remember for a long, long time.
I've always been the real champ. And this just proves it.
I don't know what else to say. We saw a little bit of everything tonight. Stephen Crowe, wait a minute. T.Y. Jackson won the Mystery Prize Battle Royal. He was handed number 30 on a silver platter by Spencer Love in next month's Revolution Rumble. But he said, no, put me at the lead, put me at the front, I'll take them all down. And no rest for the wicked for the LPW Grand Champion.
Stephen Crowe. I would say congratulations on your noble victory, but we all know that's not true.
Yeah, we know. We were there. I was here the whole time. It was like kind of not noble at all.
You see, earlier tonight, I stood right here in this ring and I told everybody that next month at LPW's first Revolution Rumble that I'm going to be entering number one.
I don't think it's a good decision, but I support you. It's not the pragmatic choice. Yeah, but like good for you.
And during that match, I'm going to throw 29 other opponents over the top rope. Because when the dust settles and the night is over at the Freemason Hall, Spencer Love's going to announce your winner and new number one contender for the LPW Grand Championship, T.Y. Jackson.
T.Y. Jaxx. Oh, wait, T.Y.'s not done.
It's great music, but I'm not done. And I hope to God, Stephen Crowe, I hope to God you're holding this title by March, because nothing would feel better than beating your ass around this rec room, hitting you in the middle of the ring, and becoming new Grand Champion. So until then, Stephen, keep those towels warm for me.
T.Y. Jackson calling a shot for the Revolution Rumble. Coming up next month at the Freemason Hall right here in downtown Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Hey, Curtis, you know exactly what to do. I was fighting. Announce me as the real undisputed champion. Do it again. Don't do it.
One more for your undisputed cowboy.
On behalf of everyone here at Love Pro Wrestling, thank you for spending your Friday night with us. Thank you for an amazing 4 years. Here's to 40 more. Good night, everybody.